Okay, so Kirk Franklin did an interview with Carlos King recently, and it was a very intimate, transparent, deep, long conversation. And I want to dive into it because this is very telling, and he's being very honest. So let's just see what Kirk Franklin has to say to Carlos King.
Where do you think things went wrong between you and your oldest son?
I believe that as you follow his life, and he has made his life for public display, I believe that you can, in your own spirits, as every person can, you can see that there's more of internal struggles that are not environmental. They are not just from experiences, but I knew early on. We knew early, and a lot of times in the Black community, certain topics of health.
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose.
Do you guys remember the conversation that Kirk Franklin had with his son not too long ago, like about a year, 2 years back, and it was like a leaked phone call where he was cussing at his son. This is pretty much what the conversation is leading into and kind of where that dynamic broke down. So Carlos King is talking about it. He's asking questions, and Kirk Franklin is being super honest, and that's gotta be hard to talk about your child like that. You know what I mean? So
Are not part of our narrative. We don't know. We haven't been exposed to certain, and I'm very cautious to communicate a lot because my son's 37, and he also has his own story to tell.
Right.
And I do not want to expose a lot of his life for him. Yeah, he has that right to,
Correct.
whenever he wants to. I'm only sharing what has been very public that people can see a lot of times in the deterioration of certain moods and behaviors that you can see on his social media and a lot of his platforms. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that there's, and so those acts are not just environmental. And so as a young boy at age 9 and 10, we were trying to figure out how much of it was disciplinary, always having to be called up to the school, and dealing with disciplinary issues, and not knowing at times that they were deeper issues. And once again, we are very trepidatious in our community when it comes to mental conversations, and you just don't have the language. You don't have the language. You don't know much, and so that's my perspective. That's the perspective of his mother. That's the perspective of other professionals and other great men that have been in his life, while at the same time he still has a freedom to tell his own story. And he may have another story, and whatever his story is, he has the right to tell it. He has the right to tell his story. All I can tell you is that there is a community of people that cannot sleep until he wins. We will not be okay until he's well. That there are there's a community, there's a village of mothers and fathers and uncles and cousins and siblings and youth pastors and unks and play unks and mentors and homies that have been there, and OGs that are all in the stands rooting and cheering and praying for there to be a beautiful ending for his story. And so I want him, and I want people to know that there is unlimited love available to him. And he knows it. It's there. It's there. From mama to daddy to mama to Paw and Nana and he's a beautiful soul. He is. He's a genius. And a lot of times those minds are very different minds. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get it.
Genius minds are different minds.
Yes, and that's why sometimes people who are really geniuses, they sometimes become alcoholics or addicts in other ways because they're trying to like find ways to rationalize their thoughts process or just like what's going on internally.
He's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He's so smart. And that's my firstborn. And I miss him. We miss him.
When was the last time you spoke to him?
You know, the conversations now need to be inclusive of things that allow him to be able to be present. Is that fair?
I get what you're saying. Yes, it is.
Yeah. And we want that for him. It's very difficult at times to have conversation. And let me tell you what's also beautiful. You want to talk about God? Let me tell you what's so bananas about God. The man that I found, or the man that found, or the man that we found each other, that's my biological father, that's what he does for a living.
What?
His career is helping people that struggle in these areas.
Last year, when I made that call.
Wow.
That's what he does for a living.
Look at God.
Is that not bananas? So everybody is on deck. Everybody is on deck. Oh, and this man that is now my father, these are his only grandkids. So he's taking a personal investment because he's now saving his own bloodline. Isn't that crazy? So there's a whole squad, angels in heaven and angels on earth, fighting for the salvation of my oldest. Oh yeah. And we won't stop fighting.
Good.
Won't stop fighting. But on the other side of his side, there has to be some help to give clarity so that when everyone's communicating, there can be a present individual that is able to comprehend the help, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense.
Is that clear?
It's very clear.
Okay.
It's very clear. And just as I transition out of this conversation of this topic, I just want you to say to my audience, for the record, because there's people who say, due to your son's openness about his bisexuality, that was an issue.
Let me say something to you. I am a lover of every human. I love people. I have people that will be able to stand with me on any platform and to say that Kirk Franklin shows us love. Kirk Franklin shows people love. You may have heard that even.
I've heard nothing different than that.
Yes.
It's always been that.
Yes.
Even today, I feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want people to see Jesus in me. That's what I want people to see. I've said to my children when they were younger, my son and I have had some beautiful conversations when he was a young boy. Beautiful conversations. And I told my son, there will never be any situation in your life that I will ever stop loving you. I will love who you love. And I will stand where you stand. We may not always agree.
I love that.
We may not, and that's okay, because there's no monolithic ideal at all to life. But love will be the leading narrative. And I'm going to love you, and I want you to also disagree with me about things you disagree with me upon. But you can still love me and still feel the love and protection for me, because at the end of the day, that's my son, and ain't nobody gonna take my son away from me. That's my son. And I'm gonna love my son. Who in the world has somebody in their life that they love and they may agree with every process and procedure, may have every same view? We're gonna have different views, we're gonna have interesting views, we're gonna have nuanced views, and that's what humans can do. I was having a conversation with one of my brothers just the other day that is same gender loving. And I was blown away by...
Your biological brother?
No, just one of my bros.
Okay.
Just one of my bros. That's us, same gender loving. And I was blown away that a lot of his views are totally counterintuitive to the majority of the queer community. And I was like, what? He was like, and they were saying, it's an ever-evolving thought. Am I lying or telling the truth?
You're telling the truth.
It is an ever-evolving thought process of every community.
Yes. But what you said, we're all not monolithic. Listen, as an openly gay man, we don't all have the same thought. And what is so interesting too is, for example, I'm an openly gay man, right? I'm an openly gay black man, right? From Detroit, Michigan. So I have ideologies and things because of my faith in God. Obviously, listen, people disagree when I say this. Like, I didn't ask to be gay. I wasn't like, I didn't grow up and was influenced by anything because I was born in 1979 and with 6 brothers and 3 sisters.
Did you have a Jerry curl?
Well, no, I had an afro.
Okay.
I looked like Michael from Good Times.
Wow.
Okay?
That wasn't the best. Michael's afro wasn't the best.
It wasn't the best. Well, no, I have coarse hair. I mean, I have no hair now for a good reason. So because of my faith and my belief in, like, I was born this way, and people disagree with that. There's people who believe they were influenced. Whatever your thought process is. So I love the fact that when it comes to you, and I find this to be so fascinating about you, the reason why I believe wholeheartedly your career has amassed to be 55 years old, and been doing this for more than 3 decades is because you allow yourself to be human. And what I want you to know is this. There are a lot of people in our community who, and listen, you know more than I do, right? About the fact that there's a lot of pastors, bishops, gospel singers, whatever, who on the pulpit, they display this one ideology.
Hate.
Yes, and but also there's one size fits all in terms of, like, infidelity or whatever, that's a sin. But they're a big contradiction. The reason why I believe you have garnered the masses from, like, the Gen Zers, the Xers, to the millennials, to the baby boomers, is because you have allowed yourself to be flawed. I mean, even when the phone call was leaked between your son, you're not on social media like that, and good thing, but we all said that's a father speaking to his son. And just because this man is a Christian singer.
His 33-year-old son.
Yes, it was sort of like he's human. Even today, you said.
And I can't justify it.
Okay. Because I haven't said nothing. All right. And I just want to make it clear. The reason why I haven't said much is because this is a beautiful conversation, and I don't want to interrupt these men too much because it's flowing. It's flowing, right? So they're talking about sexuality. Kirk Franklin is saying he's a lover of all people. And I think that is so important because regardless of if you have different views of the next person, of your neighbor, the Bible instructs us to love each other. Period. The Bible instructs us to love our enemies and to show kindness. And I can back that up with scripture. Regardless of sin, regardless of flaws, regardless of opposing views, the Bible instructs us to love one another. And so I can really relate to Kirk Franklin on how he can openly say, I'm a lover of people. I genuinely love people, all people. But he's also, and this is a talent, he's also gently convicting his son while supporting him. He's not telling him, hey, I agree with this. He's in complete disagreement, and he's trying to work through that with his son. But at the same time, he's like, but son, I love you, and nothing that you will ever do will ever stop me from loving you. That is not easy. Well, it's easy to love your child, but it's not easy to watch someone that you love wholeheartedly go in the direction of sin. Love them through it regardless, and then do that for other people that you love, maybe that you don't have the same connection with, but that you want to show love. He said he wants people to see Jesus in him. And I can look at Kirk Franklin and I can listen to him speak. He is a lover of people. I can see that. And he is flawed. We all are flawed. And if we're being honest, you can't measure sin as a sinner. You can't measure sin as a sinner. But what you can do is spread the gospel and speak truth. That's what he's doing. And I can back this up with scripture, and there's actually something that I want to share, but let's let them talk. I'm about to end it a little bit after this
It was
next
still
section.
wrong.
Well, no, and I'm not saying it was right. Yeah. What I'm saying is you did not make excuses for it. You allowed yourself to be seen as a human. You, in my opinion, had never allowed the cloth to determine your characteristics as a human being.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Even today, you said the N-word to me. You said ass. Like you are somebody that's sort of like, I'm still Kirk Franklin. Yeah. And just because I preach the word of God through music, through word, doesn't mean that I'm not human. How do you reconcile that? Because you are aware, a lot of your peers don't operate that way. And that's why a lot of people shun the church, because they feel like they're walking into a territory that is extremely judgmental because everybody's perfect. And you allow yourself not to be seen as perfect.
I don't know. I don't know what I do versus what my peers do. I really don't know, but because off camera, when I'm talking to people, they seem, you know, I do think that people feel the pressure of the culture of church. It's that there's church and there's the culture of church. You know, like the church is the hospital, right? And everybody should be welcome, right? Everybody should be welcome. You know, for example, you know, if homosexuality is a sin, then adultery is a sin. Fornication is a sin. Yes. Divorce is a sin. And none of them are bigger than the other. And so that's why I have never understood homophobia. I've never understood it because if you, as a heterosexual man, what I have done in my life, what in the world gives me any justification to think
Exactly.
I'm just like I get confused, my guy. I don't understand how we do not see us.
And real quick, I just want to mention this too, because you will probably see certain videos on my channel. Let me express this, okay? I am not homophobic. I am also similar to Kirk Franklin. I'm a lover of all people. I love people. Do I love what people necessarily do all the time? No. Am I honest enough to speak on it? Absolutely. And will I put my stuff out there on the table too? Straight up, right with you. But I won't lie. I won't hold back. I will give it to you with love, with tact, with kindness, all of that, but I will speak truth. And that's what I do. That's what I will do on this channel. But I don't ever want that to be confused with homophobia. I love all people. However, there is a gospel. There is a Bible. There is Jesus Christ. I believe in Jesus Christ, and I believe in being obedient. And even though we're not all perfect, I strive to be more like him each and every day. So with that being said, that's what I'm going to share with the people that I love.
As sick patients that all need the doctor. But I don't understand it. Because my thoughts, the things sometimes that come up in my heart, the sin in me that I see, I don't understand how I could ever have time to have conversations about who you're sleeping with. I need medicine. I need the doctor. And if you want to go to the hospital with me, you can come with me. But I'm not going to stand saying, you need the doctor. I need the doctor more. You can come with me. You can come with me, and I can tell you how dope he is, but I can't condemn you and invite you at the same time. I'm trying to win people. I'm trying to win my son. I'm trying to win my family. I'm trying to win people. I'm trying to win people to Jesus, man. I'm trying to show people the love and grace of God. And I don't know what makes me different than anyone else because I feel like I'm not supposed to be different than anybody else. Like I think it's awkward when I hear that I'm different because I'm not supposed to be different. Like I shouldn't be doing anything different. I'm a broken man trying to follow a healed God. That's the part that confuses me. I don't think there should be some exclusive personality in front of people that I have as a Christian that should be rare. And I don't know what that is. And I don't know why that translates to people that way. I don't know, maybe because I'm so desperate. Maybe because I'm just too damn honest. I don't know. You know, is I'd rather tell the truth and tell on myself than for people to try to question anything about me. You know, you know,
For
I mean, you know,
real.
Carlos, most of my life, I've had my sexuality questioned. You know, I'm little. You know what I'm saying? I think I like clothes a little bit. You know,
You are one of my
I try to
fashion
dress.
icons next to Steve Harvey, for real.
Yo, Steve has been killing it in
Steve
this
has
whole
been
thing.
killing it.
Steve has been killing it lately.
Okay. Wow, that is a lot to unpack. Oh my goodness. They just put everything on the table. Wow. I think the reason people look at Kirk Franklin with a fine-tooth comb is because he is a leader, right? In the community, in the church community, in the black community. He's a leader. So anytime you have a leader on a platform, especially someone who is preaching the gospel, naturally you're gonna look at them like very closely, waiting for anything to kind of to look bad, look odd. But he's himself. He's honest. He's open. He's truthful. I do think that sometimes he finds himself torn with loving people, but also the temptation to be of the world, if that makes sense. And that's just something that I pick up in him, on him spiritually. He's never given me anything that I would think, well, I've seen little stuff that's made me, question certain things, but not who he is as far as his character and his heart. I think he has a wonderful, loving, amazing heart, and I think that he is a good person, but I think that sometimes he wants to be everybody's friend. But there's responsibility with that, because you also, if you're going to be a good friend, then you have to be honest. You have to be truthful, and you have to be loving, and you have to be acceptive of what their response is going to be, and then love them enough to move forward and provide them that much comfort to want to move forward. And that takes talent. And I think that he's good about that. But I feel like he might struggle there a little bit with wanting to be, of the world, love the world, but also wanting to preach the gospel and make music and make money. And he kind of just gets caught in a whirlwind. But, I don't know him personally. I could be wrong. That's just what I pick up on spiritually. Anyway, that was a really, really great interview between Carlos King and Kirk Franklin. So check out that interview. Subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow my channel. Like the video. Let me know, what did you guys think of this interview? Did you watch it? Have you been following Kirk Franklin? Did you listen to that audio back in the day? Where do you feel like he stands in his walk with God? Let's talk about it. Subscribe, like, and I will see you guys in another video.